New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands and MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
That was a shitty performance from the Rangers. And how often did you say that this year? Not very often at all. The fact that they get out to the early 1-0 lead, the Garden was absolutely lit. They had a chance to bury the Canes, send them home. Now, look, before we get into the details of this ugliness, the Canes are good. We know that. Coming in, most people didn't expect this series to be anything fewer than 6-7 games. I thought the Rangers could beat them in 5. The Rangers should have, in my mind, beaten them in 5. Or actually, you could argue that the Rangers could have swept them. Now, I know that there were close games. Each game that the Rangers won the first 3. This was an ugly one, though, and it's not just because of the result. Game 4, the Rangers lost, but they were down 2 goals twice and fought hard. You lose a game on the road, it happens. Against a good team, they're going to be tough to bury. Okay. Cannot accept that effort coming back home. And, whether it's the power play, which is now all of a sudden looking shaky at best, they got to be able to, look, you want to win the Stanley Cup, you are going to be held to a standard that is near perfection. So while their power play has been terrific the majority of the year, and obviously in the postseason here, early going against Carolina, certainly against Washington, hey, there are only 2 more rounds to go after this one. You need the power play to be clicking on all cylinders. I'm not saying go 4 for 4. You got to get a goal. And unfortunately for the Rangers, this night in Game 5, they looked like last year's Rangers in the postseason. Soft, whether it's Panarin, whether it's Zibanejad, these guys have been MIA. Even Rempe, what I don't understand, I'm not calling Rempe soft, but Tony DeAngelo going at him. Dude, do something. You're on the ice. He's pushing you in the back. Do something. If Rempe is going to dress and he's going to get pushed around, then that's a big problem. Now, again, that's a minuscule thing. We're talking about what happened with the Rangers tonight. And by the way, get your comments in here. We'll answer your comments and respond to them throughout the course of this, podcast here over the next 10, 15 minutes or so. But Rempe not going right after DeAngelo, it bothered me that he didn't do anything about Wilson in the first round. And then the fact that they had an opportunity to do something here tonight with DeAngelo going after him and he didn't do anything, that bothers me. Enough about Rempe and seeing him on the just enough. Now, the bigger picture stuff, more importantly, Panarin not looking great, it's not that a lack of effort with him, but he made a bad defensive play there that led to 1 goal. Offensively, he's been MIA. Mika MIA. The power play, not very good tonight. And to have that happen in the third period, where, all right, the first 2 periods, fine, 1-goal game, that's fine. Everything, the Rangers still in control. Everything felt good. To have the wheels fall off and get blasted in the third period where the Rangers should have had the killer instinct to bury the Canes, sniffing blood. Hey, this is about to be over. We're going to send them home in our building. This is it. Let's get ready for handshakes. This is the end of this series tonight. They didn't have that killer instinct. The Canes did have that killer instinct. They refused to go down. Then once they broke through on Shesterkin, and you can't blame him. He's not perfect. Were the goals that he allowed, all difficult shots and deflections? No, obviously. But, once he got beat, then the floodgates started to open. But I think it was just a lack of effort where the Rangers were standing around, not putting the puck on the net. I don't know what the hell they were doing. But now it's time to start not sounding the alarm, but now they're in a series here. Now this is a real fight because they're going to go to a place that is going to be a nightmare. They've seen it before, not just this year, obviously in years past. That is it's not that they can't win, and I still expect them to win, but not with the shitty effort that they had tonight. You take that, they're going to get beat. They'll lose this series, in 7 games, obviously, if they continue this effort. I don't expect that to be the case. This is going to be, though, the first time that they've faced real adversity here in the postseason, and the first time under Peter Laviolette. So what's going to happen now where the Rangers have to go into a hostile environment in Carolina and do something that they couldn't do at home in Game 5? With the best goaltender in the world, anything is possible. They have to pick it up, the special teams specifically. The PK has been their greatest strength, scoring. I mean, how come the Rangers are better at scoring when they have 4 men on the ice as opposed to either even strength or on the power play? That just does not make any sense. By the way, before we get to some of the comments and welcome Hoff in here, should note, I mean, there was also bullshit non-calls with Carolina where they had too many men on the ice. I don't know how, like, you want to say that certain things won't get called. I don't know how that doesn't get called. Too many men on the ice where all the announcers are screaming about it, and yet there's no penalty called. Not that it would have helped because the Rangers obviously can't score on the power play anyway right now, but still, just little things like that. It was a very frustrating night or frustrating third period. The night was fine. It was the third period that was the problem. And then just to see them cave like that, very disheartening. And I'm not going to go into panic mode yet, but Brenda Moore, said it. These first 3 games were really the Canes were playing good hockey. They just were on the losing end of it. And now, if you add it up, the Rangers have played. The third period was the worst period the Rangers have played all postseason long. It would be a little worrisome going to Carolina for Game 6, but I still do believe this team is too good. The one thing that's really disappointing about it, aside from not being able to bury the Canes in Game 5 at home, where that's what champions do. Champions find a way to get the job done at home and not have to go back for a Game 6 on the road and try to close it out there. And then you get really scary if it has to come back to Game 7. You're happy that it's at home, but nobody wants to deal with the Game 7. The stress and anxiety. But really, now the thing that is most demoralizing to me, no more parallels to 1994, at least not for now, because in 94, the Rangers won their first 7, lost the game before, they tried to sweep the Capitals, ended up losing Game 4, but come home and take care of that in Game 5. Now, this team did not close it out. They go to Carolina for Game 6. Hoff, I know you're a big Ranger fan here. Your thoughts from this debacle on the Garden Ice in Game 5?
Yeah, so I kind of hinted at this earlier this morning on the show. I was scared of the third period. I felt like this Ranger team just kind of dies down in the third, and they gave up too many goals. Obviously, it's usually when they have to pull the goalie or a power play goal of some sort like that, but it didn't make a difference. It was even strength, and they just gave up goals, and it's not what you need in the third period. That's when you need Shesterkin to be at his best. That's when you need the defense to be at its best, and they kind of played like a prevent defense type of thing. They didn't shoot, they didn't put any pucks on net, and that kind of screwed them in this game. So,
real quick as we take a minute here, is something going on with the Met game? Because I'm in a room here at SNY and I hear people going nuts outside.
Yeah, bases are loaded, and it's 4-3 right now, Mets. And,
how many out?
2 out. Diaz got 2 out. There was a check swing that they called ball, which would look like he went, and Carlos Mendoza flipped. I think he's still in the game, but he should have argued. It was
all right. I mean, I know it's going to be mostly about the Rangers anyway here.
Shit.
What?
I'm sorry. He just freaking hit the guy. He walked in the run. It's 4-4. Let's get back to that later.
As great as everything was going here, this is a reminder of how much sports can suck.
Yeah.
Because the Rangers and Knicks weren't losing going into the weekend, and now they can't buy one. And we'll be worrying about it, obviously for Game 5 now with the Knicks, see if they could have some better luck here. But, geez, I mean, what is going on? By the way, neither the Knicks or the Rangers have trailed in a postseason series yet this year, but it feels right now pretty bad. Like the Knicks are 2-2 coming back home for Game 5, and I know Brunson banged up, whatever, no Anunoby, but and the Rangers, you feel crushed because they were supposed to bury the Canes in Game 5 at home. You don't want to go back to Game 6 Thursday. God, I just can't deal with the stress. Get me to the next round already. Plus, I've never had, I don't think, Huff, in my life as a sports fan, a 3-0 lead blown. I haven't had that hung on me yet. I'm not a Yankee fan, so I didn't have that. Mets never have a 3-0 lead, or at least it feels like they never did. And, with the Rangers and Knicks, I don't recall in my lifetime ever blowing that lead. I feel like I'd remember that if it happened.
I'm a Sharks fan, too. I know that's illegal in some parts, but I'm a Sharks fan. And I don't remember they lost a 3-0 series, but they definitely lost 3-1 series where they were up 3-1 cake series, and then they get smoked the last 3 games. This is gut wrenching. You said it. This sucks to be a fan right now. Like, it's supposed to be easy once in a while. Like, other teams do this. It's not always this crappy.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go nuts with the Rangers and go into total panic mode, but it was frustrating and alarming the way that they played. Like, if they lost the way that they did in Game 4, all right, shit happens. Puck bounces one way. Nothing you can do about it. The total collapse in the third period. Now, I wasn't worried like you were with the extra skater coming on, in Game 3, tying the game late, or whatever. The Rangers giving up late goals. In Game 4, the power play goal. I'm not worried about that. This was alarming, where they basically did nothing right. They just didn't have the want to tonight.
Dude, and how about this? Should they pull Shesterkin with like 3 minutes to go in the game? And as soon as they pull him, they just dump the puck down, they score. It's like that is outrageous. That only happens to us. We have when we are in those situations, we can't take advantage.
I like that, where you have the empty net and somebody just gets the puck and fires it down the damn ice. Everybody else dances with it, try to get up and be too cute, get a perfect shot. Carolina just ripped it down there, ended up scoring, putting the Rangers out of their misery. We'll continue to do this live after these games here and have some fun and be interactive with people who want to comment and chime in. Also, we should note that I want to do like more of this. Maybe the mailbag episodes moving forward can be somewhere we just come on live and talk to people, as opposed to just the emails or voicemails, whatever, eventually. Make it more interactive, because that's what WFAN is, obviously based on the callers, and why not just do that here on, social media or whatever for the podcast. So, all right. I mean, unfortunate. I thought we were going to be talking about a celebratory, night at Madison Square Garden. The only solace is, thank God I didn't pay, $500 to go to that one. I feel bad for the fans that did.
Yeah, no, this is well, by the way, just an FYI, Mets got out of that, so at least we didn't get screwed just yet in that game. But yeah, I would hate to spend a lot of money on a game like this. That to me is just so.
And now it's tied, the Met game.
Yeah, it's 4-4. He got hit by the pitch and they scored that way. Yeah, it's
just unbelievable. Nothing's ever easy. It is unbelievable.
So I'm going to give you some comments, because I got a lot of people chiming in here. TK20 says, just need to forget this game even happened. They look so slow and bad today. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, they didn't look bad, sir. I'm just adjusting this for a second. They didn't look bad. What's going on there? Is that you, Hoff?
Yeah, I got people in the background. I'll mute myself.
The Rangers didn't look bad the entire game. They looked awful in the third period. That's it. And I don't have the answers, but I'll tell you this: Laviolette better figure it out, because now you're really going to learn about this team. BT brought this up, and I thought it was an excellent point. Where don't you want to see how they respond to a loss? Well, obviously, you wish your team would go 16-0. It just doesn't happen that way. So, yeah, get the loss out of the way now, and let's see how they respond. So far, bad, not good. They did not respond. Yeah, they came out early and looked good, looked like a normal team, scoring the first goal. Shesterkin looked terrific. It was the same old Rangers, but the third period, they caved. Now it's not just a loss. Now it's 2 losses and a missed opportunity. The key here is going to be, will this team learn from this and say, man, that sucked. We don't want to deal with that again. We need to have that killer instinct and not take the foot off the gas at all. Or are they going to fold and go the other way like they did last year after having a 2-0 lead against New Jersey? I would be stunned if that's the case. However, Carolina is very good, and in their building, they should be even tougher. I think the Rangers still winning the series. I don't think they played an awful game. I think they played an awful third period, but I'm dying to find out how they respond. What else you got?
Just really quickly, just one thing that you mentioned, how Peter Laviolette's going to get his guys to respond. The biggest thing about Gerard Gallant last year was that he didn't make adjustments. He just let his players do what they had to do, and they never adjusted. So this is why you brought up Peter Laviolette, because he's supposed to be able to do this. So we'll see how that works out. George says it's over, man. New York lost. They won 7 games just to lose everything else. It's over.
What was that? New York lost what?
They won. They won the first 7. Just to lose everything else. So he said they won 7 straight just to lose the next 4.
Yeah, that's not with the Rangers. No, that's not going to happen. I mean, I'd be stunned if that was going to be the case. Boy, you talk about a total disaster Like, we could give the Knicks a pass if they blow their series because of the injuries. The Rangers would be murdered for I mean, as long as we decide to talk hockey, this would be on par. Wouldn't be as bad, but on par with the Yankees blowing that lead to the Red Sox in '04. If they, when you put all things in the mix here, being a team with their expectations, trying to go win a Stanley Cup, what they went through last year, winning the President's Trophy this year, winning the first 7 games, and if they lost the next 4, no way. I just don't see that being the case. I think they're too good, but tonight was discouraging. That third period was disgusting.
We have one from Eric Dorsey. This is why Panarin gets flack in the postseason. He can look so flashy, but when he needs to have a killer mentality, he shrinks. He did allow that. What was the second goal or the third goal? He just totally just missed. Wasn't able to get his stick on the guy on Svechnikov that scored, I believe.
Yeah, and it's, to me, less about that particular player's defense, more about where the hell's the offense, and even why is the power play. Now, again, I know Carolina's good, but Panarin's got to be able to show more fight. Even the shots on goal or good scoring chances, that's not there. It's one thing if the shots don't go in. Okay, look, he got beat by the better goaltender, or he just didn't, wasn't able to get one through. But it's not even like you're getting quality scoring chances from Panarin and Zibanejad tonight. But Panarin, and he scored the game winner against the Capitals, and he's had, I think, 4 game-winning goals. So he's made his presence felt. And then against Carolina as well, of course. But he's made his presence felt. But too many times he's just been, for the MVP, you have to have more of an impact on every game, and he did not do that.
Anthony, they were getting too cute with the puck with passes in the offensive zone instead of just putting it on net. I mean, that's one thing. Again, we talked about the third period. They had like 2 shots on net.
100%, Anthony. You are exactly right. Shoot the puck. Even Lafreniere there at the end. I don't know if it was on the power play, but it was when the Rangers. Yeah, it was in the third period for sure. Just shoot the puck. Come on, put the puck on net. Stop dancing with it. Stop trying to get the perfect shot. Oh, man, what a frustrating night. Frustrating. The game was right there. Even after allowing the game-tying goal, it's like, all right, fine, it happens. To have the doors blown off after that, everything cave in, that cannot happen under any circumstance.
Benjamin Liu says, Joe Beningo said he needed a break from all these New York wins. Look what happened.
Did he say that?
I mean, he was on with Evan on Friday. He might have said that.
He needs a break from all these New York wins? Man, it just, what the hell? Like, I'd rather have win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 1 than win, Rangers one night, Knicks next night, Rangers one night. Like, they just, it's been nonstop. Obviously, the Rangers won 7 straight. The Knicks winning 4 of the first 6 and then following up with 2 straight wins, 6 of 8 to start their postseason, with the Rangers 7 of 7 to start their postseason. And now, since Friday, it's been 4 days. That's the negative about this, where we're like, oh, every day there's a game. It's great. Yeah, but when they lose Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 straight days with a loss, I can't take it anymore. Knicks got to stop the bleeding tomorrow at the Garden.
All right, another one. Boom bag doodle. If the Rangers are a cup winning team, you win in Carolina. No excuses, get it done.
Correct, and that's why I understand that parts of us as Ranger fans, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself as well, you get nervous and you get frustrated thinking, oh, here we go again, for a team that hasn't been able to get the job done in 30 years. But you're right. A real Stanley Cup champion, all right, you slip up, you stub your toe, fine. Go put them away in Game 6. None of this, oh, we got to come back and finish it at home. Bury them in Game 6. You've won there in that building before, this year, 2 years ago. Go bury them. Go rip their heart out. Wake up from this, learn from this, and be better moving forward. Anything else? We're going to wrap this up here.
I'll give you one more just because it's a really positive one, I feel like. Oh, is the Rangers winning not in the script? Did the team get paid to lose the game by the NHL? No effort, couldn't pass, couldn't shoot, couldn't score, couldn't play defense. Who's this new team?
Who was that sent that comment?
Matt, Cleveland 2020.
All right, there you go, Matt. Yeah, I mean, look, the Rangers just they unfortunately picked a bad time. There's never a good time in the postseason to have an awful period, but at home, up a goal, looking to close out an opponent and get to the handshake so you can move on to the Eastern Conference Final, that is as bad of a time to play your worst period by far of the postseason. Unfortunately, like the Knicks in Game 4, crumble it up, throw it out, move on from it, and go get them on Thursday night. God, that was a rough one, though. And fans were going there to celebrate tonight. Nobody goes there thinking, oh, the Canes are going to bring this back to Game 6. In Carolina, you're going there thinking, we're going to get to see a handshake tonight. Rangers are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. And even at 1-0 in the third period, you were feeling like that. The announcers were saying it. We were all watching. Chesty's not getting beat tonight. No way. And then he gives up one, and then the roof caved in on the Rangers. It's on Laviolette and the rest of the team to make sure that doesn't happen again the rest of the postseason. All right, that does it for this edition of WFAN Daily. Thank you so much for interacting. We love it. We're going to do more of this. I want to hear from you guys so we can make this a conversation here. You have your voice heard as well. We'll be back with emails as well for the WFAN Daily at gmail.com when we do a mailbag episode. I'll probably be back again live tomorrow night after the Knicks. Keep it coming here with these live reactions to the games. Hopefully it's a win. I can't take another loss. All right, that does it for us. We'll see you tomorrow.